Welcome back to writing. We are working on writing poetry. We worked on it all last week. We just wrote haikus. All right, who can remind me what a haiku poem is? First of all, what country did it come from? Zoe? It came from Japan. And what's the structure of a haiku poem? Emma?
575.
Good. Okay, when we say 575, what are we counting? Cadence?
Syllables in the word.
Syllables. So if my name is Mrs. Hare, that's 3 syllables. So in a haiku, syllables are very important. All right, today we're going to shift gears to something different but similar, okay? It's different because we're not counting syllables. It's similar because they kind of tell you what each of your lines has to be. So for people that don't really know how to write poems and where to begin, this really helps you get started, okay? So this is called a Cinquain poem. So in your notebook, friends at home, if you need to grab your writing notebook, please grab your writing notebook. At the top of whatever paper you're on, please write Cinquain poems. That is what you call them. And the spelling and the word is quite a funny word. That's the hardest part of the whole poem. So I will wait. I'm going to pause you at home. Okay, so a Cinquain poem. I'm going to run you through basically how it goes, and then we'll talk about what it all means. So a Cinquain poem has 5 lines. Okay, so you might want to write that down. 5 lines. You can't have 4, can't have 7, can't have 100. It has 5. Okay? Now, each line has rules. The first line of your poem, and I'm going to kind of write notes over here for you to copy. So line 1, very basic. It's one vague or general one-word subject or topic. So, in this example down here, their one-word topic for their entire poem is planet. So that means the whole poem is going to have something to do with the planet. Okay? So let's write our note real quick. Line 1, it's going to be one general word topic. So a one-word general topic. So we don't want to be too specific there. So that's line 1. All right, well, if you get that done, you can go ahead and start setting up line 2. So line 2 has 2 vivid adjectives that describe the topic. What does vivid mean? Vivid. Noah?
I use it a lot. You can see it.
It's very descriptive, right? It's an adjective that you can really picture if you're making a mental movie. So 2 vivid adjectives.
What does vivid mean again?
Vivid, really good descripting words. So you want your reader to paint a mental movie in their head as they're reading your poem. Okay, now can our 2 vivid adjectives be about my cat if I'm writing about planets? No, everything in our poem should be about the topic we've chosen. All right, Hayden.
I thought vivid. I think it's a different type of vivid, but I think it means like barely.
I think you're thinking of a different word. We'll try to figure out what that is later. Okay, so vivid, you just want really good adjectives. Like instead of saying, if I'm doing planets, they said graceful, ringed. If I just said big, round, is that very vivid? No, we could come up with better adjectives. Okay, so you're going to have 1 word at the first line, 2 words in your second line. Line 3, let's go ahead and take our note. Line 3, you use 3 interesting ing action verbs. Okay, so we've described our topic, and now we're going to describe it with 3 action verbs that end in ing. So for the planet one, it says spinning, whirling, twirling. Okay? So line 3, we have 3 interesting ing action verbs. So that means all of your verbs you choose, they do have to have an ing on the end. That helps the poem sound nice. So far, we've got planet, graceful, ringed, spinning, whirling, twirling. Give you just a minute to finish line 3, and we'll move on to line 4. Line 4 is a 4-word phrase. What's a phrase? Any ideas? Josiah, what do you think?
What's something you'd say?
Like, it doesn't have to be a sentence, but let's look at their phrase. Dances with neighbor Jupiter. It's not really a complete sentence, but it's a phrase, okay? It's part of a sentence. So your 4-word phrase captures the feeling about the topic. So line 4, 4-word phrase. And instead of saying captures the feeling, I'm just going to say about feeling of your topic. So that line you get the most freedom to kind of write what you want, okay? But it does need to have something to do with your topic, just like every other line. All right, now finally, line 5 is the basically easiest one, maybe other than line 1. Line 1 and line 5 are both easy. Line 5, it says a very specific term that explains line A. So specific term that describes line A. I'll give you a minute to write that, and then I will explain what that means. Give you about 10 more seconds. I see most of our pencils have stopped writing. All right, so we're going to keep looking. We're going to look at 2 poems to go through all this, but let's keep with our planet poem. So first, let's think about line 1. We need a 1-word general topic, okay? Planet. Is that more general than my specific term at the bottom that's Saturn? Yes? No? I don't know. I'm asking you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that is more general, right? There's a lot of planets, but very specific would be Saturn. So we want to make sure our general word's up top. So if I wrote about animals, if my topic was animals, I could put animals up here. I could describe all about one type of animal and put what animal I chose at the bottom, okay? So right now, just remember the general topics at the top, the really specific topics at the bottom, and we're going to practice writing one in a minute. Let me finish going through the other lines. The line 2, we need 2 adjectives that describe our topic. So planet, graceful, ringed. Those are both adjectives. Our third line, we need 3 interesting ing action verbs. So an action verb is something you can do. Spinning, you can do that. Whirling, twirling. Okay, last thing to go over, the 4-word phrase. Dances with neighbor Jupiter. And then they tell us exactly what they're talking about, which is Saturn. Okay, before I take questions, let's go over one more example. Okay, so let's look at the top and bottom line first. Their general topic is insect. Okay, what is their specific term they chose to go with it? Hudson?
Praying mantis.
Praying mantis. Okay. Now their second line, they have to give 2 adjectives to describe insect. So they said hidden and hungry. Those are good ones. Okay, and then we have 3 words that are ing action verbs. Preening, searching, stalking. And then we have a 4-word phrase. Waits as if praying. And then their very specific term that describes their topic is a mantis. Okay? So now I will take questions. Angie?
For the end of your sentence or poem, what should you put? It says waits as if praying. Are they putting the word praying and mantis together? Just one word at the top and one at the bottom? It's all confusing.
Well, this is waits as if praying. That's just because that specific insect holds their hands like this. And a mantis is a general type of insect. So a praying mantis is type of one.
I'm saying what the end of your poem could be.
Okay, we have so much noise right now.
Like a word.
The end of my poem should be a word.
Like they said what they were talking about in the planet poem, Saturn.
Uh-huh.
But what I don't get is that it waits as if praying mantis, because like one word of the bug's name is at the top.
Okay, I see your confusion. So this phrase, waits as if praying, they could have said praying mantis at the bottom. However, is that 2 words? So they had to get creative and just stick with the main part of the animal's name. Okay? So if I was doing a brown bear and I put bear at the top and described the brown bear, I would probably not be able to say brown bear at the bottom because that's 2 words. So I'd have to get creative. Okay? All right, any other questions? Hudson.
Did you know Saturn's ring is starting to rust? Well, actually, what's the material that Saturn's?
It's all sorts of little particles of things that are caught in an orbit around the planet. So I am not a Saturn expert. Then we've got to stay focused on just the poem stuff. Any questions on poems? Cinquain poems. Dylan. When? We're going to practice one together right now. Okay? All right. So we are going to pick a season. Okay? These are easy to do because we all experience the seasons. So I need everyone, you can either write this on your whiteboard if you like that better, or you can put an example poem in your notes. So either get your whiteboard ready or your pencil ready, and we are going to write something about seasons. So I've already picked our one-word general topic, so that is line 1. So line 1 is seasons. So wherever you're writing your practice poem, go ahead and write that down at the top.
In a notebook?
Okay, just said all the directions. I said you may write it on your whiteboards if you prefer. You may write it in your notebook if you would prefer. Please listen to directions. I'm only going to wait about 15 seconds because I asked you to have your things ready. All right. So seasons is the topic. All right, that's line 1. What does line 2 want me to write? Line 2. Thank you to a couple of you that have participated all lesson. Hayden.
Two vivid adjectives.
Okay. So what's an adjective we could use to describe our seasons? Hello.
The grow cart is out here, so if you need the trays
Oh,
for what we're doing
perfect.
later.
Okay, thank you.
By my room.
Okay. So 2 adjectives to describe seasons. Angie, give me one.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, so see, they just put a comma between them, so we can say beautiful, comma. All right. Noah?
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, that's line 2. Line 3, we need 3 interesting ing action verbs. So what are 3 actions that we might see when we describe spring? Liam, give me one.
Spring.
Seasons, excuse me.
Growing.
Love it. Chloe? What? Okay, we just need to make sure that we have action verbs that end in an ing. So you could use that up in your 2-word adjectives. Emma?
Hibernating.
Hibernating. Oh, I love it. All right, we got 2. We need one more. One more ing action verb. Hayden?
Brightening.
Brightening. That'll work. Brightening. Actually, I'm going to keep all of them capitals. If you've got different words you want to use that you're liking, you can go ahead and use your own words. All right, line 4. Now we need a 4-word phrase. It doesn't have to be a full sentence, but it needs to give us a feeling about our topic. So seasons, beautiful, awesome, growing, hibernating, brightening. What could be our 4-word phrase? Josiah?
All the seasons are awesome.
We could say all seasons are awesome.
Yeah.
That would work. 4 words. Noah?
Playing in the sprinkler.
Play in the sprinkler. That would work. Emma?
Rainbow was
Okay. Would you write in your notebook for now? I'll get to it in a minute. Hayden?
It can snow.
Keep thinking. Liam?
It was
Okay. Zoe?
what's the other one?
Brightening. No ideas, huh? 4-word phrase. Keep it thinking. Liam?
The trees are growing.
The trees are growing. That would work. If I was going to say the trees are growing, I would want to switch out this growing, right, since we only have so few words. I'm just going to go with the seasons are cool, just to wrap this up.
I can't swap because I'm running out of space.
That's all right. Just do your best. Now we need a very specific term that describes line A. So when we think about seasons, we didn't really stick to describing one season. So we probably don't want to pick one season. But when you think about seasons, what's one word that describes them all? Cadence?
Changing.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay? I kind of like that. See how seasons is pretty general? Changing describes our seasons. So that's what I'm going to use. If you've got a different idea, that's okay.
I was gonna describe winter and instead of I saw growing and then I was like, spring.
Yeah. So if you wanted to write a poem like this about seasons, you could choose to describe only one season, and at the end you could say the name of that season. So that is what we're going to do for today in writing. Tomorrow you're going to get a paper like we got for our haiku poem, and you're going to work on one of those, okay? So tomorrow you get to write your own Cinquain poem. All right. Thank you, friends at home. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye.